What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sold Out. And on today's episode, I'm excited to finally bring you guys the Luka 2. The Luka 1, I really wasn't that big of a fan. I just really didn't care for the Formula 3. But we will get into this one. You can see the box. Got the basic Luka logo, which is pretty dope. Jordan brand. I had to go down half size because they sold out super fast, and it actually worked out. So sizing, guys, I'm not gonna be able to really help you much on this one because I did not go true to size. It went down half a size, and well, they fit perfect. I have no issues whatsoever. But I don't want to tell you guys to go true to size and then it'd be a little bit too snug in the toe box, because some guys are saying it's too snug. For me, it wasn't. It felt great going down a half size. But jumping into a weight on the sneaker, I've already played in these. A few good things, a few bad things about it. Did not feel like a very heavy shoe. 13 exactly. So weighs in exactly 13. That's fairly light. Anything over 13 kind of gets in a little bit heavier. 13 and a half. I really like to stay under 14 basically when I'm rocking a shoe. So the Luka isn't that heavy. Matter of fact, it felt pretty light on foot. I would have said about 12 and a half, maybe 12. So overall, yeah, it's not the heaviest shoe. It's not the lightest shoe, but you can't really tell on foot. But now jumping right into it, starting from the top, working our way down to the bottom. Heel slip in comfort, heel lockdown, heel slip in comfort, felt good. See a nice little padding back there, nothing too crazy, but it wasn't painful at all, felt good on foot. Heel lockdown, I did not have any heel slippage, so that is always a plus. I will not play in a sneaker that I get heel slippage. If it's like very minimal and you can't really barely even tell, then I'll hoop in it. But otherwise, I'm definitely not hooping in it. To this day, I still think AD got hurt that year. He wore the Cosmic Unity ones, and I will not switch my position on that. I think that shoe might have caused that injury to the back of his leg or Achilles or whatever it was he was going through. I think that sneaker caused that just because the heel slippage was so bad. Not sure his pair was like that, but both of mine were, and I just cannot play with heel slippage. Now, down onto the tongue. The tongue was great. It has a lot of padding. A lot of tongues lately, like Serious Player Only, is pretty minimal. The Gordon Hayward's pretty minimal. What was the last one? The Way Wade V3, 808 V3 was very minimal. They actually have padding in this, and it feels great on foot, and it is ported as well. So that felt great on foot. If you guys can see that right there, there's ports in there. Not sure if the laces are in the way, but I like the tongue on the Luka 2. Now down on the laces. Laces are pretty heavy duty. I don't know if they're glow in the dark. I'm pretty sure there's some glow in the dark stuff on the sneaker. If maybe the bottom glows. I don't remember what they said. I haven't tried anything like that yet. But the laces, I'm not sure if they glow, but they are heavy duty. I like what they did with the laces. Kind of had the polka dots on it, which kind of matched this right here. This kind of astrology type vibe that the sneaker has. So yeah, overall laces aren't bad. Now down on the materials. When I pulled the sneaker out the box, I did not think I was gonna like it at all. It felt super stiff, and it still does feel a little bit stiff, but it doesn't feel like that on foot. It feels super comfortable on foot. It did feel like that for about 10 minutes. I got up and down the court real fast, ran around the gym, did a couple runs, and I felt great. And the padding felt great on it. Slip in comfort overall for the sneaker felt great. The material, you guys can kind of see that. Kind of hear it. It's mesh, high quality, probably not the highest quality. And then as far as the other materials on it, there's like nubuck hits right here. You guys can kind of see. Almost has like a black light vibe when you get it in like the bright light. And then over here on this side, you guys can see the porting all through there. You can see right through the shoe almost. So the sneaker is definitely breathable, which is my favorite thing about a sneaker besides traction. I love having good cushion, great traction, and a breathable sneaker. I love having a breathable sneaker. I hate my foot overheats very quickly, so it helps to have a very breathable sneaker. Now, down on the cushion. This is where I didn't really care for the sneaker. Now, the cushion was nice. The cushion is nice. What I didn't care for is the stress cracks after I wore it once. Now, I've worn this, I don't know, 8 or 9 times, and this right here was like that after the first wear. Now, with the Kobe 5s, I got that. You guys can kind of see, but I've worn these like 20, 30 times, and that didn't happen right away when I first started wearing them. So for these to do that, like just basically jogging up and down the court in them, kind of breaking them in, that kind of sucks. I think it's going to bottom out very quickly. Now, I am not 100% sure if this is the Formula 23 all the way around the sneaker, but it does feel very good, and it feels very soft. This is a plate right here, by the way. This is not the foam. This is the foam on this side, and this is a stability plate. So as far as stability in the sneaker was very stable. I had no issues with that at all. But yeah, I think if this is Formula 23 or whatever they're calling this foam on this, because I know there's Formula 23 implemented in this. I just don't know if it's in like pods like that right there. I'm not really sure 100%. I'm not sure if this is Formula 23. If it is very soft. It feels very good on foot. The response on the forefoot was not the greatest. It didn't feel like a Curry or a Kyrie or a PG6 or anything like that. It just didn't feel as responsive. But overall, I did enjoy the cushioning. Heel impact protection on this is great. This foam does a great job on protecting the heel on hard lands and stuff like that. So I definitely enjoyed the cushion. Just wasn't a fan of having lines that indented into my shoe. Hope you guys can see that. It's actually on both sides like that fast. The other pair is even worse than this. So I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I'm put more pressure on that foot, but yeah, wasn't a big fan of that. Now, down on the traction. Wore this, the first few times I wore this, it was in a brand new floor. Literally brand new floor, got sanded down. They put the new stuff over top of it, and like it felt like you could tear an ACL on this floor. Even with your socks on, this floor was sticky. It was crazy. Your slides stuck like glue. Everything stuck like glue. So it was hard to judge, but then I took it down to a really dusty floor, and it did not perform the best on a dusty floor. I definitely had to wipe quite a bit. And this is a dusty floor. It's by far our worst gym. It was the middle school gym, so it was definitely a dusty setting. I would not recommend these if you are playing on a very dusty setting. You might want to go with something along the lines of a Curry or a Flow sneaker, something like that, if you are playing on a dusty setting. But you guys can see the traction pattern, very similar to the last Luka. I feel like if you're playing with this on like a decent floor, even if it's just a tad dusty, you'll be all right. A quick wipe and you're good to go. I was good to go after I wiped like a few times on the really dusty setting. So I don't want that to deter you guys from getting the sneaker, because it does have pretty good traction for the most part. But I went from a brand new floor to a floor that might be from the 70s. I don't know how old the middle school floor is at our school, but it's older than shit. It ain't no good. Something needs to happen with that floor. They need to redo that one as well. But overall, the traction, I'm gonna say it's mid tier. It's not top tier, not bottom tier. It's like right there in the middle. I did enjoy the Luka 1 traction a lot better. So overall, this is not a bad sneaker, guys. My recommendations, I would definitely recommend it to anyone. Bigs could play in this. Great heel impact protection, great support. It doesn't feel like a true low. It kind of feels like, in between a low and a mid. So it does rise up just a little bit higher than like, a serious player only, a Gordon Hayward, Wade 808.3, something like that. Definitely a solid shoe, but I think it's made for kind of what Luka is. Well, should be like, like a small forward, a point forward, something like that. This is definitely going to fit you. It doesn't play slow neither. Like the reaction time, I'm not saying like it felt super bouncy in the forefoot or anything like that, but it just didn't feel like as low to the ground as a lot of other guard shoes do. But like I said, I know Luka's more of a point forward, and that's kind of what this is geared towards. But anybody enjoy this. If you're a guard, you could definitely rock this. A big, you could definitely rock it as well. 1 through 5, you could definitely rock the Luka 2s. So guys, this is my rundown of the Luka 2. Just want to give a huge shout out. The channel's been upticking quite a bit lately. The last few videos have been getting more views than the previous videos. I really appreciate everyone hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Sold Out. Peace.